You can, let me see. I can't hear you. Is it me? Can they hear us?
Hello,
I can
everyone.
hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. I can hear.
Okay, perfect.
Welcome to Tunacheki, and it's always a pleasure having you guys join us. I'm mikeymushi.
I am Wangil Zelalem.
Yeah, and welcome to the weekly Africa podcast news show, where we give our opinion on all the news happenings that took place in Africa during the week. And like before we start, do you have any new announcements for everybody?
No, but people can tell, I'm sure it's really cold where we are because I see you in a hoodie. I've never seen you in a hoodie, and look at me with my turtleneck.
Yes, it's it's
Yeah.
it meets the purpose why we are actually here, because it's really cold. And when I mean really cold, as in most of Africa we are spoiled, so I think the
Yeah.
temperature is 26 degrees. I think.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Like I think to be between 24 and 26 degrees Celsius. So yeah, that one is freezing for us, right?
Yeah, for
And
us, exactly. Some people have to deal with snow.
and negative. What? Like that's
Yeah,
when you move.
yes.
If you live in a place where it's negative, just move. I think that would be my suggestion.
Yeah, it's very, I can't even imagine. Well, like, yeah, all the good wishes towards you guys that are living in those kind of, like, I don't know, Russia, Alaska, even the US. Last time I remember, there was even their pipes were freezing and they can't get water. That was how low the degree got, but they survived, and some people died actually, so it
Uh,
can get worse.
and when you live in a place where you watch the weather and the guys like it will be below zero, yeah, I
Yeah.
think when you go like below zero, that's ice. So yeah, you're practically living on ice. So yeah. So anyway, we've got really cool hoodies. You should check out our Tunachiki merch store where you can get all our hoodies. It will mostly be in the descriptions below. Yeah. So to start us off, today I'll go first. We've got some positive news, at least good news, starting from Nigeria. So this week, Nigeria received a lot of its stolen Benin bronzes from Germany. Germany returned a lot of them. And when I mean a lot, I mean like they returned the hundreds, not this one photo op picture that they always do, like, hey, see, we're returning. No, they returned a lot, and they actually made some sort of an apology, and they've also dedicated themselves to returning more, right? So it wasn't like we've returned enough. It was more like this is an ongoing process, and for me, I think that's a really good way to proceed forward. Yeah. So, like, what do you think of that good news?
No, I think it's great news. In the first place, it's funny how we have to beg for our own stuff that they looted. Like, let's start from there because there were so many discussions, if you remember, before they returned it. It's like, but where do they belong? Where does, the Benin belong? And I'm like, in Nigeria? Like, where else? Like, you stole it from there, right? Like, so even the discussion for me, it's a bit funny, but at the same time I understand why they want to hold on to it. They're making money off of them in their museums. They're also studying them. They want it to be there. I get that, but I also am happy that one by one African countries are asking for their stolen artifacts, and in this case I guess it's a win because they've returned it. And I don't see anything bad there, but I also think there are so many countries like the UK. They
Yeah,
have,
yeah.
I
Uh,
think,
the,
the most, right? The most artifacts, yeah,
the
in their
UK,
museums.
yeah,
Yeah,
the UK and the French are the worst when it comes to this, and those are the ones who usually have the condescending excuses like, "Oh, we really know how to take care
yeah.
of it," or
Yes, I remember that conversation they had on
uh,
TV.
Some of
Yeah.
these ones, I don't know, like they bought them from the people who stole them. So they actually like they really have stupid, racist, condescending excuses. Yeah. So the culprits are the UK,
Yeah.
the British Museum, or like even the Belgians. Even the Belgians
Yeah.
are like the worst.
At
There's
least
some.
they return the tooth. So it's.
Uh, and that one, let me not start on that. Yeah,
But
but
can I ask you a question?
mhm,
I've
yeah.
always wondered, do our people study them once they return them? Like, how do we know they're not sending us counterfeits? Like, is there anything that
Yeah,
goes on, like
yeah.
a
Like
proper investigation?
yeah, like for Nigeria, there's usually a committee that deals a committee of
Okay.
from the ministry that deal with this authentic like to authenticate the items. First of all, like even like it's actually a long process. It's just they just don't take the things, then they just pour them. No, no, no. The team first from Nigeria goes to, let's say here a good example, Germany. They go to the
Mm-hmm.
museums. Like the good thing with museums is museums are usually organized and everything has a lot number, right? Then they investigate the history of the item that was taken. They make sure it's the original, right? The
Mm.
experts from Nigeria. Then after that, they say, okay. Then now they bring in the lot numbers. Then even when they're there, they are actually trained how to like store them, preserve them. It's just not like, hey, take your things and go. Yeah. So at least
Mm.
it's like it's a process. And the thing I don't understand is why more Africa, like more European countries that were guilty of stealing this art, like follow suit, right? Yeah, cool.
Mm.
And even this one goes back to Chimamanda. You remember there's a time Chimamanda was invited by the German government to make a speech, and she burnt them completely. Like she embarrassed them, like in public.
Yeah.
Even did a speech about that. Yeah, it's still ongoing from that now. Her efforts are paying back. Because like when it comes to art, it's art culture, right? So it's more so or a political thing rather more than a cultural thing. So we
Mm.
need our writers, we need our artists to start calling up,
Mm.
because as we all know, politicians only care about one thing, two
Mm.
things: power and money, right? And
Mm.
these art things are really not on their high thing. So if your country has like these scholars, these artists, these writers, the same for Ethiopia. Those items that were returned by the recently last year, like I think by the Netherlands, right? Like it was more of the efforts of the experts and the scholars and the humanitarians, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't a government thing. It wasn't a like a politician who did it, right? And like more a dedicated ambassador. There was an ambassador, an Ethiopian ambassador, who really followed up these settings, because it's more of tedious and too much work. And for any politician, if you're doing all that work and you're not getting money at the end of it, they just go like it's just a waste of time. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. At least that's a positive news. Now on the
Makes
side.
sense. Yeah, I just want to say hello to our like chat. I know Darian said hello. Now Kacha, and Moroccan Hebrew, Crypto Magic. Hello. We just wanted to say hello because we have seen that you have commented. We appreciate you. So now I want to start off by talking about the current situation. In Tunisia that happened in their airport. I believe their airport is Tunis Carthage Airport. And so their authorities have assaulted Senegalese passengers that were traveling using their airline and their airport. And the reason for the assault, which was caught on camera, it was really brutal, was they overbooked. The airport overbooked. And so whenever it's full, they tell a few people you can't board because it's full, right? And then you wait for a second flight, and then that's how it goes. And so this Senegalese Black Africans specifically, there's a reason why I'm saying Black Africans, they were told, no, you can't board because the plane is full. They waited 1 day, they waited 2 days in the airport. So they got tired of this nonsense. And when they started realizing it's just the Black Africans that were being told, you wait, and the rest of the people can go in, they started protesting. They started asking, why are we being treated this way? Like, we paid our money to travel. Look, so like, why are we not boarding? And this is your fault, so you have to accommodate us. So when they started protesting, now is when the authorities got involved, and they literally assaulted them with their batons. Like, these people are passengers. They paid money, good money. Flight tickets cost money right now, especially during COVID. We know how much, like, the prices are up. Like, it's so expensive to go to even a neighboring country. So the fact that they paid their money to use that airlines, and the airline was fully booked, and that's their fault. If you're fully booked, you should not add, you should not, take over your limits. Like, it's your responsibility now to take care of the people that you've laid off. Like, you make sure that they get a hotel, you make sure that they eat, you make sure that they get the second, third, or fourth flight out of that country. They didn't do that. It was their failure, and it's their failure. And when the Senegalese passengers were protesting, they were met with violence. And to make matters worse, this is in Africa. This is happening in Tunisia. Say what you want to say, they're still in North Africa, they're still in Africa. This is still Africa. And the fact that our people were being treated this way after paying for the service, after paying for that flight, it's just outrageous, in my opinion. What are your thoughts on this?
So with social media these days, people always get what they deserve, and I'm sure a lot of Africans are seeing what's going on, and you might be surprised how many tourists come from Africa, other parts of Africa, to go to Tunisia, right? And or use Tunisia as like, what's that?
Connecting flight.
Yeah, like connecting flights, right? Because you can easily use Ethiopia, you can easily use Egypt,
Kenya,
use Kenya, you can use even South Africa, right? Yeah, so people, the good thing is people see these days is what you see is what you get, and if you don't want to be hit or to be assaulted when you are traveling, if you're a tourist, if you're a business traveler, yeah, just skip Tunisia. Pretend it doesn't exist. Yeah? Let money talks, right? Once this airline, because the airline is on the trending, people already know it. Once you're booking your flight, yeah, just ignore these things, right? Like these airlines, this company, the same way with the Ryanair and the South African raising things. South Africans just stopped using Ryanair and they changed because of money. Like these days, money talks. So yeah, like it's a shame. I'm not surprised. The Arabs like always face a lot of discrimination, especially then they try to think that they're Europeans and they try to think they're white, but when they go to Europe and they get mistreated, I'm sure maybe they get frustrated, then they try to push it on us. Yeah, but if you think the Tunisians, the Egyptians, and the Moroccans like look down upon us, like it's so sad to see how the Europeans look down on them. So I guess it's just frustration and yeah. So
yeah. And I believe the airport needs to be sued, right? Is there any law?
Yeah. The good thing with the airlines, they are usually international standards, and everybody with a ticket can sue them. Like if your plane is if your plane is delayed and you have a ticket, I think by law you are entitled to a certain sum, and not like little money, like $600 to $1,000, right? That's by law, like aviation laws, right? Yeah, like most even airlines always lie to you when you're delayed. You can go to their desk and say it's okay, refund my ticket plus my fine. But airlines give people you'll get a free hotel stay, or you'll get free food. Like they try to trick you like that. But by law, you're supposed to get your your money back, your ticket back, and plus something for your time. And most people don't know this, but I'm
Yeah.
sure, like I'm sure most of these people like now this is the thing, right? Maybe these guys are used to treating these African refugees and migrants, right? They don't have the money, they don't have the power. But like, what if one of the people being beat in the airport was like a government official, a Senegalese government official, or a Senegalese businessman? I'm sure that guy has pride, and he will go and sue that airline and or airport to smithereens. And I think
Yeah.
that is what will happen.
Yeah, I hope they come together as a collective, hire like one lawyer, and then sue them because, at the end of the day, all of them were affected by this. They were not only inconvenienced, they also were physically assaulted. Like, I
Yeah.
can't
So
even imagine.
so for me, like I've always planned to travel the most of Africa, right? So Tunisia is like an X, right?
And
Like
Morocco, I don't want to
yeah,
say no to Morocco, but because like
like even
I've
for me,
always wanted to see Morocco.
Morocco is also an X. Like which one else?
Oh God.
Which one
Yeah.
else? Yeah. So far, those two.
We're crossing our
And,
list.
and Libya is
Yeah.
an X more due to like the current situation and not to anything they've done. Like most
Yeah.
Libyans are the victims
Unfortunately, yeah.
of things that
Yeah,
have
yeah,
happened.
yeah.
Right? Yeah.
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 Okay,
So yeah,
so
yeah,
yeah.
they get reserve if you're an African traveler, or if you're in the diaspora and you're planning a trip to Tunisia, if you're planning a trip to, or like if you're planning to connect your flight through Tunisia or use a Tunisian airline, just boycott them till
Mm.
till
Till they
yeah,
fix it, apologize, do what needs to be done.
like for me, just boycott them indefinitely. Like you're losing.
No
Like,
forgiveness.
yeah, no, you're losing. There's so many airlines. There are too many airlines in this world. I don't
That's
think.
true. That's
Like
very
I don't
true.
think
Yeah.
you'd lose anything out of your life. There's so many
Yeah.
airlines and so many
Yeah.
airports in this world.
Yeah, okay. So, hello, Kimberly's watching us from Houston, USA. So, is it hot now? I hear where outside of where is it? US or the UK? People are complaining about heat. I don't
Yeah,
remember where. I forgot.
like in Spain, I think
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
like that is actually like 45 degrees Celsius. So yeah,
For us, it's the reverse. Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah. Hey, Kimberly. I don't even know how to read the other one. Then can you read? They said hello. Hi back.
Like
I
I think
have no idea. What is
I
it
don't know
saying?
which language
Maybe
is
my
that.
phone is not reading it. I
No,
think
no,
it's
no,
our
no, no, no,
phone.
no. It's squiggly things.
Oh, okay. I
So,
can't read from this far. Salam. Hi. Hello. I think you're from Ethiopia. Hello, Leo and Shelby and Nix.
uh,
Thank you for joining us. Now, Michael, take us to the third topic that we want to discuss.
okay, since we are still in North Africa, right?
Okay.
Let's go to Morocco. So
Oh,
the
okay.
Rex group in Morocco did their own investigations. Yeah, let's just ignore the government investigation because there's nothing we'll get on that, right? So the Rex groups based in Morocco did investigations on what happened to the stampede that killed so many African refugees. More than the official count is 30, but for me I think it's more than 100
That's what you
African.
told me last time. I was
Yeah,
shocked.
but the
Yeah.
official count is for them it's 30, and they said that yes, it was the police that caused the stampede, that caused the asphyxiation and the which caused the deaths, right? And they said it was the police fault because the police who are agitating the group, because most people think it just happened that one day. Throughout the week they were having like back and forths, right? And I guess maybe the police, they just got frustrated and they decided to all go lethal and violent, right? Yeah, because because like accusing the refugees of having sticks and stones, so that's why they felt threatened or anything. So like ridiculous things, ridiculous excuses like that. Yeah, so it's the police that were responsible for the deaths of the African refugees. Spain is still doing nothing. Morocco government is still doing nothing. The United Nations, Kenya called out for international investigation, and still there's nothing yet to come from that. Yeah, so yeah, like if they gave like even 1% of the dam they give on Ukrainian refugees, I'm sure things will be quite very different.
Yeah, it's really sad. And also, they're not only, like the Spain, you said they're not doing anything about it, but that's not the only thing they're doing. They're actually celebrating it, right? What did their leader say? It's like, oh, like we need to protect our
Sovereignty. Yeah, like
sovereignty. So
yeah,
they're seeing it as a victory, like we
yeah,
protected ourselves, like from the savages, kind of like these people were just like they were not armed, they were not hurting anybody, like they literally were empty-handed. They were just looking for a place as a refuge, like the way they've been asking and pushing and begging for Ukraine. So I don't know. That's what gets to me, I guess, like the double standards. If you're gonna call everyone an illegal immigrant, if you're gonna be strict on someone, then be strict on everyone. Like it doesn't have to matter to you where they come from, right? What's the difference between these two? These ones are also fleeing because of the circumstance, whatever political, whatever the case is, they're fleeing their country. Same with Ukraine, they're fleeing because Russia was attacking their country. Like what? Like what's the difference, right? The only difference we know is these are from Africa, those were not from Africa. They were blue-eyed, blonde hair, and I don't. And the good thing about that is we have receipts to prove it. All
yeah.
the reporters and their ministers and the politicians, their defense was, but they look like us. They're like average people like me and you, blonde and blue. I'm like, why should that matter? Like, what makes them different? Like, who are they? They're human beings. I am a human being. Like, nothing makes them special.
And these days, these people are so bold. They're not even afraid of their racism or to admit
Mm,
why they do the things they do. Like they said, they're rescuing the Ukrainian refugees because they're white people, right? They don't care about African refugees dying because we're Africans. So, like these days, it's kind of good on our side because there's no pretending, right? Like, oh,
yeah,
we are Europe, we care about human rights. No, no, no. They care about European rights, right? We are
yeah,
Americans, we care about the world. No, Americans only care about like Americans. Like that's it, simple as that. And even in America, it's not even all Americans; it's only the white
yeah,
Americans. Yeah.
yeah,
So, mm, uh,
yeah. And it sucks that it happened, under the watch of Moroccan army or soldiers. So it makes it even worse because it's not really, we can't even say them. It's like us hurting ourselves kind of situation, right?
yeah, but it's like the thing. It's if you see how Spanish people treat Moroccans, it's close to like animals. So I'm guessing that's like what they learn is what they also try to show. You know.
Yeah,
So
but it's so bizarre to me when you're being treated that way. I would say, of course, there are two ways you can handle it. One is the way they're doing it, like giving it back to somebody else or taking it out on someone. But like the other side is like you know better. Like from mistreatments in our past, we've seen people just generally, even like just being human beings, we've faced situations where someone was being evil towards us, and it teaches you how not to treat other people. So you can take two different ways. One is you decide to be, to create another victim, or the other one is you turn out to be a hero in your own story, in the story of other people. So it's just sad that like you're being treated this way and then now you want to inflict the same thing on your own brothers and sisters. It just, yeah, sucks.
so let's go to the other story.
You want me to go?
Yeah. Continue. So
Okay.
it's you.
Okay. So now I'm gonna take you to Nigeria.
Mhm.
So ECOWAS being like the unity of who are they? Like Ghana,
Yeah.
Nigeria, Guinea. Okay,
Because
Mali, they kicked them out. Who else?
no, they were returned.
Oh, they were returned. I
Yeah,
didn't
yeah,
even know
yeah, yeah.
that.
Like
When did they return
even
them?
Guinea and Burkina Faso. Like I think last
Guinea,
year.
yes, I've heard.
Yeah.
I didn't even know about Mali.
So
That's awesome.
yeah. But like with conditions, I don't know after 2 years. Yeah. But
Yeah.
still. Yeah.
Okay, that's a good start. No, seriously, because I was feeling I was side eyeing ECOWAS. Like I was just not happy with the way they're moving when they did what they did to Mali. You know, like it's just yeah, it made them out to look like puppets. Like why are you being hard on your own? Like have a conversation, have meetings, like try to figure. I hope you're hearing me, but if you're not, I'm sure our our chat is watching because I'm talking and then I look up and it's just a chair. I'm sorry. Okay, I'll continue. So I hope you heard me though. So,
Yeah.
okay. So I was saying it's like the ECOWAS, I started just looking at them differently. I'm like, why are you acting like this when you have so many things you can do? Have meetings, make sure that you like figure it out without going to sanctions. Why would you put sanctions on your own neighboring country? Like why are you acting like the West, so it
Yeah.
didn't it just but this one surprised me because the report I want to talk about right now is ECOWAS court declaring Twitter banned by Nigerian government illegal. If you remember, just to give you a backstory, Nigeria banned Twitter for a few months. Actually, now they've allowed them to continue with terms and conditions, but they banned them. And the reason why Nigeria banned Twitter was because Twitter deleted a tweet that President Buhari tweeted out, and they were not happy, so they deleted that tweet. So Buhari got in his feelings. He was angry. So he's like, nope, Twitter is banned in general. We don't want to deal with you. Anybody that's using Twitter in Nigeria is going to be punished. So Nigerians obviously didn't stop using Twitter. They started using VPN. So he banned them. So now ECOWAS is saying that Nigeria's ban was not proper. Let's just say. So they're saying in a nutshell, where is it? Yeah, so the Nigerian where is it? The ban came after Twitter, yes. So the court ruled that the court. Can you hear me? I feel like I hear
Yeah.
an echo. Is it me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me clearly?
Yes.
Okay.
Clearly.
Okay. So, according to Premium Times, they wrote the court ruled that suspending the operations of Twitter was unlawful and inconsistent with the provision of Article 9 of the African Charter on Human and People's Rights and Article 19 of the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, both of which Nigeria is a state party, according to a statement by the Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project. So basically, they declared that Buhari's government did not do the right thing, and they should be held accountable. Actually, that's what they said. And they also said somewhere here, if I'm looking for it, I might take time, but in a nutshell, they said, businesses lost a lot of money because of that, because of the ban. You see, people are not advertising, people are not doing what they usually do, using their Twitter accounts and stuff. So there was a loss. And so ECOWAS was telling the Nigerian government to, compensate, or like to think about the loss that they have created. So, but the Nigerian government said the court should dismiss the suit, saying that the regional court lacked the jurisdiction. So I don't know what's that about, but like the reason why I wanted us to talk about this was, first of all, like the fact that a government could just get up and ban a whole platform because they deleted his tweet. But let me just clarify, I'm not with Twitter. I disagree with Twitter deleting the president's tweets in the first place. Like I don't agree with this huge platforms being given the power to control who gets to have an account, who doesn't have the right to have an account. I don't agree with that. I am strongly against it. But when it comes to Buhari responding in the way he did, I clearly disagree with that as well. Like, if you're gonna do it the right way. Just because you're the president, you just ban the whole social media platform just doesn't seem fair to me. And I'm surprised ECOWAS thought it was wrong as well. But what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah. So technically, like what he did was wrong, because a country is not your personal fan club, right? There are many aspects to a country. If somebody hurts your feelings, too bad, go cry or buy another hat. He wears those hats, right? Something to make him feel better, but just don't mess other people's lives because you have a small ego. Sorry, you have a huge ego, right? Yeah. Like, and at the end of the day, these companies, these Twitters, they're all privately owned companies, and they can do what they want. If they want to start banning people, all left-handed people, like they can do. It's their company, right? So the only thing that we can do is ask ourselves, like, do we have other alternatives? Do we have our own Twitters? Do we have our own Facebook? Because if you think Twitter is bad when it comes to censoring, you should check Facebook and Instagram. Like, those guys are like, they control the aspects of like what's not right, what's right. They say this one is allowed, this one is not allowed. If you're African, you're not allowed to speak like this. Yeah, so these companies, they are not African. They are privately owned by billionaires who don't know anything to do about Africa or how their companies operate. Like in Africa, they only care about the money that the companies make. Like all of them, the Amazons, the YouTubes, like all of these companies, they might try to act like, it's like a global international thing. No, but they're just privately owned companies trying to make as much money from you as possible. And everything they do is to benefit themselves. Even if right now this platform is banning you and this platform is not banning you, like they're all doing it for their own benefits, right? If right now Twitter had, if banning people with curly hair will make them a billion more, they'll do it, right? Like they don't care about morals, they don't care about what, it's only the bottom line. And yeah, so at the end of the day, just know this, like what these companies are here for, or their goal of these companies, it's to make profit, and governments should not dictate like or make up policies based on somebody's ego, or that, that's not how you run a country. Yeah, so so like, yeah, Twitter, they can do whatever they want to do as long as everybody understands it's a private company. Like, Twitter owes you nothing. First of all, they want something from you, right? They want the information, they want you to be on the platform, right? Yeah, like they owe you nothing. They just want to exploit your information, sell your information to advertisers. Take your time, use those advertisement money to show you so you can go and buy other stuff. Yeah, that's the only value to them. They don't care about human rights. They don't care about free speech. They don't care, like all these platforms. They're that's not why they exist. That's not why they were made, right? Yeah. So it can be a good tool, maybe like something like for organizing protests or organizing something.
That is, if they don't decide to ban you. You remember they banned the hashtag No More movement.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's a good tool, but don't think the tool is yours, right?
Yeah.
They can take it on anytime. You like, you can be making your house like with your hammer. Then all of a sudden you're like, yep, I'm taking this back. And like, what can you say? You can't cry over somebody's property. Like, you see, so even for the people of Nomo, they learned the hard way, right? Yeah, even if you can create a successful campaign, legitimate campaign, honest campaign, like, they really don't care. They're like, there's somebody who's giving us more money and they don't like this no more. So get rid of it, ban everybody who's in charge of it. Yeah. these platforms. That's what they do. And I'm not just not talking about Twitter. All of them, right?
Yeah.
All of them, unless there's like an NGO. Like I think the only NGO, the only nonprofit, like some sort of social media that I know of is Wikipedia, right? I think Wikipedia and Mozilla, and I think Firefox Mozilla. I think those are the only companies that I think are nonprofit, and all the money they get is through donations, right? They don't sell anything or anything. I guess only those two companies. I think Firefox Mozilla and Wikipedia, but the rest, it's a business and they can change as they will. So and for ECOWAS, yes, that's why ECOWAS is there, to protect countries from people who just have big egos, and so that maybe Buhari can decide, hey, I don't like the red in YouTube. YouTube is banned, to prevent silly things like that. Yeah, so that's why ECOWAS is there.
Yeah, but I was disappointed in them in the past, so I was surprised that they declared this. But I guess yeah, but I guess you can still good things and still mess up. So let's hope that.
And also something about ECOWAS, ECOWAS is like a very huge organization, and I'm sure the department that's in charge of like political decisions is different from maybe like legal, different policy. Like I'm sure they even like they don't know what the other arm is doing with any large redundant organization. I'm sure this case, it was just his lawyer doing his job. Like this is illegal, like that, right? But for the others, when it comes to political decisions, those are the. It's like if France wants you to get rid of Mali, to remove Mali from ECOWAS, you'll get rid of Mali from ECOWAS. I don't think ECOWAS has any power when it comes to political pressures like that.
It appears, though. Tell us about your next. Oops. Can you hear me?
Hello? Are you there? Hello? Hello. I guess we've got disconnected while she joins us. I'll just continue with the story. So a while back, Haitian refugees were trying to cross over to America. Sorry, it was on my side, right?
Oh, was it? I thought it was me, so I left.
No. It's
okay.
Me. It's me. I think there was something wrong with my internet, but now we are back on. Yeah, so as I was telling them, was it before Trump got out of power, like last year, some Haitians refugees. So if you think Haitians are people who live in Haiti. They were trying to cross to the United States based on the situations like the current situation that was happening there. The president got assassinated. There were some socioeconomical problems that they had. So there were some refugees trying to escape to the United States. And those are where you saw those pictures of border guards, American border guards with the horses and whipping the refugees, the women and children trying to cross the river, right? I think they call it the Rio Grande Bridge, right? Yeah, so there was a investigation that was done, and yes, the investigation said, yeah, they used excess force, and it was inhumane treatment of of that. And the thing I found funny about this report is that these days you have to do an investigation for obvious things, right? Like, because you could see in the picture, like those bodyguards were whipping the women and children, like with their, with their ropes and all. Yeah. Yeah. So apparently, according to the United States, that's bad, right? They have to investigate to see if that's bad or not. Yeah. So I just thought I touch on that story because
And yeah.
yeah.
And we have to and we have to follow their values and principles, and they're up here, in the hierarchy of knowing good and bad, and we're right here. So
Yeah, and I keep telling people, right, that if you watched any Hollywood movie or any movie at all, and the Americans win or they rescue the day, just know it's the bad guys who won, right? Like the Americans are actually the bad guys of our reality, right?
yeah.
So just know all the ills, all the injustices, all the inequality, it's caused by America. You can't be this rich and not have stepped on a few eggshells. And America has stepped on every eggshells. And I think we'll proceed to the next story on
Oh,
how they
how
step on this.
America,
Yeah,
how
how this.
America does it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So there was this interview on CNN that went viral. The guy that was being interviewed was John Bolton, and he was the former UN Security Council advisor, and also he's the former ambassador for America in the UN. He was like formerly. So you can clearly see that he had power. He was in the position where he yeah.
And for three administrations, not just Trump's administration.
Yes, yeah. So this guy is high profile. He is like, if you're considering, like, if you're naive and you're like, ooh, like, let's go and save our country, and fight for our country, and have a conversation in the UN Security Council. He was the advisor, like, at some point in time, and he represented US. He was the ambassador in the UN Security Council. So it's like, yeah. So why he went viral? Let me get back to my point. Maybe you have the video, you want to show them, or I just
Like,
tell them. If you don't
yeah,
have, it's fine. I can just tell
yeah,
them. I tell them.
yeah.
Yeah.
You can just.
So guess what this guy said? He admitted to planning coups in other countries. And the way he said it was, no, not in America, of course, no, but other countries, yes, I have. Like, it's like so casual. And the way he said, I had to repeat it honestly, like, because I couldn't believe that he's admitting this on CNN. Like, was he joking? No, he was not, because he went ahead, they talked about it a bit more. The interviewer asked him, and he's like, well, I can't give you details, but yeah. So it went viral because people were so surprised and shocked. One, because he admitted, obviously we know that they do this, we know that they dismantle countries, they create civil wars, they as he said, plan coups. We know that already, but the fact that now we have someone admitting it is just it's a big deal because of that reason. And so many people were shocked, even Americans on Twitter. I saw a few apologizing on his behalf. They're like, oh yeah, US, we're involved in so many chaos, like, we're so sorry, like, they're not even helping us here in the country, but like, they're going outside and starting something with other countries. So this guy, so the bottom line the bottom line is, this guy admitted that he has planned coups before, and this guy was in a high position leadership role in the US.
Yeah.
That's US for you. And that's why Michael was saying they have stepped on toes. They have created mess for other countries just because they wanted to build their wealth.
Yeah, definitely. So, like most of these civil wars, like they need money. Every war needs money, right? Every coup needs an organizer. Every coup needs a sponsor, right? And just know it's the US that gives out the money for this cause. It's the US that gives out the money for this wars, right? Like there's this joke, right? Like it's one of my favorite. Like I think it's one of my favorite jokes, right? So US like it's like this meme. Like US is talking to Europe. It's like, hey, let's go invade Iraq. Then they're like, yeah. Like why should we invade them? I hear they've got weapons of mass destruction. Yeah. So after they invade them, Europe is like, yeah, that's cool. It really went well. So let's go invade North Korea. Then the US is like, are you crazy? They've got weapons of mass destruction.
Oh, I get it. So this was fake. That's why they went. But that one,
Yeah,
they're like, we're
yeah.
not messing
You
with
know,
that.
like North Korea has nuclear weapons. The US cannot attack them, right? US knew Iraq didn't have nuclear weapons, and they used that as an excuse to attack them. If Iraq had nuclear weapons, they wouldn't have invaded them to begin with, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's America for you.
And to give you guys some context, like since 19, I believe 60 or 50, I can be wrong on that, there has been over 240 coups in just Africa.
Yeah.
240. 160, I think, failed,
Mhm.
but still, over 200 coups is
Mhm.
insane. And to know that America mostly, maybe like more than 80% of it, they were involved,
and
like
and,
they're
and
just,
and even to make it sad, like like France and America, like a good example, United States and Belgium, they worked together to
mm,
murder Patrice Lumumba,
yeah.
and also I think the United States and the UK, they worked together to get rid of Kwame Nkrumah from
Mm,
Ghana, right? So these guys, they work together,
mm,
all these institutions. So if you ever wondered why, or like what the CIA exists and like does, like the CIA is just like meant for that, to work for the interests of the United States, and they do this with no moral code. Like there's this speech we did for Jerry Rawlings, where he was saying how Dick Cheney was like he admitted, right? Like the US has no morals when it's doing things for the interests of the United States, meaning they can do anything.
yeah.
They can murder children, like they can do anything as long as it's the interest of the United States, right? So yeah, and that's why I keep repeating. It's actually
And
the
you know what's sad? And I realized this in the Twitter thread that I was talking about earlier. Americans w- are so like the citizens, not the government, the people, the innocent, the civilians.
Mhm.
They believe this is okay because they've been programmed to think you having CIA and that CIA agent, whatever, if it's to protect America, if they go and attack Russia or they go to Iraq and invade, it's a good thing. Like it's an okay thing. Forget good thing. The fact that they believe it's okay. Like they've been
Yeah.
programmed to thinking America can do that outside. But imagine if the same thing happens to the USA. Like
Mhm.
Russia, they always try to target Russia. So if Russia did the exact same thing to America, would they
Or
be
like
okay with this? So they've been programmed into thinking when America is going outside to mess with other countries, it's okay because they're saving. Like
mhm.
there's a hero or a savior context attached to it. You get?
Yeah.
So I
Like Ali,
realized Americans are so programmed into thinking that. I was like, oh God, that's
like
sad.
we have a comment. So Alim Bey
Okay.
say, peace, love, and prosperity. Europeans are not Americans. Stop in defending Europeans as Americans. So like it's same things, because like Europeans are puppets of Americans, right? Whatever America does, Europe does. They have no choice, right? Like Europeans can't think for themselves. Whatever United States does, we are invading this country. They all follow. Like I think no European country can stand up to the United States. None. So unless there's one country, maybe you can let us know. But those guys are just puppets. And when we always say the West, like we always include Europe, Australia, right? Because they're just the long arm of the United States. Whatever the United States says, does, they just follow. Like zero questions asked, zero dams given. They just follow and do exactly
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, and Kimberlyn said not all Americans. I agree, it's not all Americans, but we're talking about general here, and generally it's if we're taking the majority, that's what we're saying.
And this is something important that you guys need to learn. Like when we say America, and when you say
We mean white
Europeans,
America.
no. Even and this is usually like a misconception. Like when I say Americans are the bad guys, when I say like Europeans are racist, right? Like it means that the governments and the people who make policies, the people who are in power, right? Because most, not most, 99.99% of Americans are just normal people trying to make a living. The same for Europeans, the same for Africans, the same for any other like Chinese, any other people. It's just this 1%, right?
Yeah.
Who are the ones who cause all these problems? Who are the ones who cause this cause? Right? Like I really don't think some like Susan from Arkansas like knows even where Rwanda is, or like you get, or Jack from Texas knows where Ethiopia is, right? Yeah, but there's somebody in the American government whose its job it is to mess with Ethiopia, to cause wars in Ethiopia, to destroy like the fabric of like what is Ethiopia, right? So when we always say the United States, we always mean like their governments and the people who make these policies and who control the rest of the people, right? Yeah. So can we finish up with our fun last story?
Okay, last.
Yeah. Okay. So
it's from your side, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. I finished mine.
Yeah. So this is like more of a universal story. It's not an African story, but this week James Webb Telescope released its first photos. I think they released 4 photos. For those of you who don't know, James Webb is this very, very, very extremely expensive telescope. I think it costs like $30 billion US or more, right? And it was taken it was successfully launched, and for I think 6 months it was being calibrated, and they were doing tests. But after all that time, after waiting for I think 30 years, it's provided its first 4 photos. This is one of them. This is This is called Carina, and the reason why this is such a big deal is that the resolution on the resolution on the telescope is quite good, and it can also see in infrared. And this is the one that will is replacing Hubble, the Hubble telescope. If you guys are into any geeky astronomy thing, right? So it's the replacement of Hubble, and so the reason why you guys are saying like, why is this important? Why is it such a big deal? Because stuff like this are the ones that end up being in stuff like this, right? Yeah. So the technology that was used in Hubble, it's the one that trickled down and became the cameras in smartphones, right? So think about it. If a camera can, I think this is like 13.8 billion light years away, right? Yeah. Think about it. If a camera, I know, it's a huge mirror. I think it's 6 meters, right? It's a 6 meter long, technically camera, right? But think about it. If a 6 meter telescope can shoot 13.8 billion years away, what can this one do in the near future, right? I'm sure when you're zooming in and it's just times 30 and you can barely see anything, right? Yeah, so the good thing with these ones is that technology, this sciencey technology that you hear, the telescope is going up, costs so much money to do, it always trickles down slowly. Like a good example, also GPS, right? GPS is just 3 satellites that are talking together. Who uses GPS every day, right? Everybody uses GPS every day. Yeah, so that's why like it was such a big deal for James Webb Telescope to produce only 4 photos, and it's just the beginning of many. Also, James Webb Telescope has the ability to detect if a planet has an atmosphere that's able to support life, right? So it can look at a planet and look through its atmosphere, see if there's oxygen, right? So any planet that has free oxygen around it obviously has life, right? Because oxygen is the most reactive element, one of the most reactive element, and it cannot stay as oxygen alone if there's nothing producing it every day. So if there are no plants that are producing oxygen, oxygen cannot just be in the air like that. Otherwise, it will be in water, it will be in all the salts. You like you get. So the James Webb can see through a planet so many light years away, and if there's oxygen, we can know for a fact that we are not alone. But
So you're
but
excited? You're
yeah,
excited to
yeah,
see if there are like people or aliens, whatever they are out there?
and like I'm more excited of like about the technology that you can
Oh,
make.
the technology, yes, but I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure you're also interested about like the findings.
yeah,
No?
like that one. It's just a matter of time, like because the universe is too big for us to be alone. So it will just
Mm.
be a confirmation, like when they discover maybe tomorrow they like, oh yeah, there's a planet in let's say TRAPPIST 1 that has life, right? I'll be like, okay, that's cool. And then when people say about life, they always think like Hollywood aliens.
Yeah, aliens,
No,
yeah.
no, 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 no. Life means like a micro, like a bacteria, like a plankton that produces oxygen. Just any life form, right? It's not intelligent or fancy like aliens and stuff. Just life, like life is life. So that one for me is just a matter of time. But now that technology that we can now go and confirm and just not speculate, it's so exciting. Yeah, yeah. Because
Yeah.
I'm so excited about this because I've been waiting for this. Like technically, I think because I followed it like I think 15 years ago when they were actually planning the telescope. Like it's going to do this, it's going to do this, and
Wow.
yeah. So now till the launch, and also it was almost cancelled by Trump because he wasn't. He was like, oh, why is this thing taking so much money and so
Oh,
yeah. So it survived Trump, and now yeah. Let's see how much science it gives us, and let's see how much technology we
yeah.
get. Right? Yeah, yeah.
It's
Because
exciting.
yeah, because what most people don't know, like all these technologies you do from day to day, it's made for the things like Bluetooth, right?
Hmm.
Bluetooth was made like I think Bluetooth was discovered in the 1960s when NASA.
Really?
Yeah. Bluetooth is a very old technology, but then
Wow.
it comes like it is
It
implemented
slowly comes to
slowly.
us,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
as
yeah,
into
yeah.
average people. Mm.
Yeah. Like this is also something that most people don't know. So you see, like a fridge, right?
Mhm, mhm.
Like you end up changing it or buying a new one over time, right? Like like it's things like that are made to purposely get spoiled, right?
Also,
Me,
they can give you,
yeah. So that
they can
Samsung.
sell.
Yeah. So sometimes Samsung keeps selling you fridges, right? But if NASA was to make for you a fridge or any like institute, right? And Russia used to do this. Like they can make you a fridge that lasts like longer than that you can survive. Yeah, like because like this were things, these components. There's a yeah. We should talk about this. There's a economic name for it, right? Like long ago, bulbs never used to blow. Like once you
Really?
bulb, like it used to be for life, right?
Really?
Yeah. There's even one bulb I think in New York that has been there since the 1920s. It's still lighting and it's not even being turned off, right? So these companies that make bulbs, they all sat down like the cartels, and they're like, hey, we need to make more money. So they all agreed to make bulbs that last a certain amount of time. right?
I
So no
believe
more,
that.
no less. Yeah, no more, no less. So for
No, but
buying,
my question is like,
mhm,
okay, they agreed on, okay, it will give 1,000 hours of
yeah,
service and then it goes away. But then
mhm.
how come when a new company comes out and they're like, "Ooh, this one lasts longer and this one gives you this much light," like how does that?
It's just marketing. They all like it's an agreement. If they don't follow the rules, they'll be suspended. They'll be removed from producing bulbs to begin with, right?
Wow.
So no, for everything, for TVs, like NASA can make you a TV that lasts, like even your great grandchild can use, right? Because like you see,
Wow.
for them, it's not like a choice. You can't be up there and something stops working, right? Because
Yeah.
like you're dead, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
But for it's like you can easily go buy a new TV, and they
I'm
do
so
it.
surprised like people come together and agree on that.
Yeah,
Like I
yeah.
knew pharmaceuticals and stuff, but because they know everything that can cure you, but they're like, how do we make money? We're gonna
Yeah.
make
They're
sure
like,
that you're dependent on it. But like TV, oops, lights went out, but it's okay. I can still continue. Go ahead.
So basically, yeah, that's why I love these things because the technology that like the technology that we're using the technology that they're using, it's the technology that we'll use coming soon. So if you're all excited about the James Webb Telescope, you can go to the James Webb website to get more information about it, right? So Wangel, let's tell people goodbye. Okay, back.
Okay, lights came back. Okay, we can say goodbye. Thank you guys so
Yeah.
much for being here and having a conversation with us. We really appreciate it always. And today I learned something new, for example. I hope you guys learned something new as well. I learned about this telescope that I did not know. But Michael has been waiting for it for 15 years. Good to
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm happy for you, Michael. Congratulations. And for me, it's more like the findings. Now I'm like, now that you told me, I'll look into what they were able to find and see, because I'm into the space stuff, not telescope, but like, we're different. But I'm happy for you, and I've definitely learned something new today. And I hope everybody enjoyed the live. Hi, Kamite. Welcome. Yeah. So yeah, we're very happy that you guys joined us today, and you hopefully you come back next week, same time.
Definitely. So thank you for joining us. We'll check you out next week. Bye bye.
Stay blessed. Bye.